Hey there, and welcome to Crochet Therapy. I'm Barbara, your host for this episode of Morning Coffee and Crochet. And happy Wednesday to you. Happy Wednesday. Yeah. Did she go out yet? Oh, okay. Cool. She doesn't like it out here with me. Rosie doesn't like it out here with me. Hey, Wendy. How are you? Good to see you. Just ignore that night bot. Naomi, just ignore that night bot. I'm going to remove that one. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Hi, Alice. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. And Wendy and Naomi, good morning to you. It's good to see you. It's still morning, technically. I have a bagel. I know. I'm eating a bagel like a Neanderthal, right? I didn't separate it. I didn't toast it. I didn't put cream cheese. I'm just biting it. Hey, Tara. Good to see you. Oh, you don't mind Nightbot? Good. Good. Just ignore that Nightbot. Yep. I felt like I needed a little bit of maybe a carb or something in my tummy before we went live. So I just started biting on this bagel, like I said, like a Neanderthal. Just like, Does anybody else eat bagels like that? I saw someone posted, you know how people post. Oh, good, Tara. I'm glad that you like eating your eating your bagel like a Neanderthal too. I saw somebody post and they were like, here's the rule. You have to have your bagel separated, toasted, put cream cheese on both sides, and you eat half of a bagel at a time. I'm like, well, who knew? I agree, Wendy. Bagels are yummy no matter how you eat them, right? I have my coffee. And what a weird day. So I went to bed at a decent hour. It was like 10:30 last night. Went to bed. Went straight to sleep. Straight to sleep, right? Oh, Tara says, I do. I tell myself I'm saving calories by not eating cream cheese. And it's good for you. Yes, that's right. So the birds woke me up at, well, it was like 6:15 this morning, right? And I don't know if the birds woke me up or if I just woke up naturally. But I woke up, I was chippy. I was like, this is great. I'm like, the birds are going to start in about 15 minutes because we have cardinals that have been dive bombing our window. They just they don't actually fly into it. What they do is they'll get on the top, on the roof of the shed, and they will just float and glide and then knock on the window with their hard beak. Oh my gosh. So they don't knock themselves out or anything. They just go and I'm a crawfish etouffee today. Huh. Connie says, howdy, my favorite cup of crawfish etouffee. Well, you can have the crawfish. I'll take the etouffee. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. So it was about 6:30. Turned on my coffee maker. My coffee maker has already gone off and now it's just warm, not hot. I mean, that's how long, right? I've been trying to get this day started. I turned on my coffee maker. I went back. I put my head back on the pillow and I was waiting for the birds to start, right? That's what I was thinking. I'm going to wait for the birds to start. And then, thank you. Hi, Frank. Hi, Frank. And, I was waiting for the birds to start knocking at the window. I have this one, and it's a female, and she will, on my side of the bed, we have windows on both sides of the bed. On my side of the bed, she'll hang on to the screen, and she'll look in. She's like, hello? Is anybody home? Can I make my nest in here? And so I was just waiting for that, and then boom, I was back asleep, sound asleep. So from 7, and then I heard talking in the kitchen. I woke up a little bit, and then you have a woodpecker that comes around, Connie. Yeah, they are just as curious. Our company from this past weekend, the man, he said cardinals are just red blue jays, that they do a lot of the same things that a blue jay does, and a blue jay is nosy too. Hey, Bud. Loves watching the birds and squirrels. Yeah. And that's what our cats do. They get in the window. Oh, your daughter is 5 minutes away and stopping for a surprise visit. Oh, okay. Tara, just enjoy your daughter, right? Just enjoy your daughter. She might be there just for a quick visit and then leave, or she might stay for a while. Just enjoy her visit. Yeah. And so, anyway, yeah, these cardinals have been kind of cuckoo. And they'll get on my husband's truck, and they'll look in the side mirror, and they'll talk to themselves. Aw. Okay, Tara, I will see you Friday. If you don't get to come back today, I'll see you Friday. I'm glad you were here. So, anyway, those birds have been kind of crazy. So, I'm late today. I fell back asleep. I guess I just need extra sleep right at this moment. And so I slept so good last night. I felt really good when I got up this morning. I was like, okay, this is going to be a good day. And it is going to be a good day. But I just happened to fall back asleep before I could get up and have a good day starting in the morning. So what are you going to do? Right? Let me lift up just a little bit, and we'll go over this way a little bit. There's a little bit of a mountain right there, Frank, if you want to see that. And this table right here is a table from my childhood. It was in my kitchen. And so we need to move it back over to that side. But we had it over here when we had company, because we set up Friday night dinner on that table. And it was just so fun. It was the first time that we got to have dinner out here. So enough chattering. Let's find out what is in your cup right now, because, you know, it's late. It's almost lunchtime. For those of you coming in late, I'm just now eating a bagel like a Neanderthal. And I'm just picking pieces right now. I'm not like chunking it off like I was. Connie has coffee. Nice, Connie. Nice. And I have coffee in my cup. Alice has a cozy coffee because it's a little later. Nice. I have my coffee and a little bit of half and half, and that's all I have in there. Good. Very, very good. So, yeah. And I don't know if you caught the news before, but this August in East Tennessee, they're having a great Tennessee yarn tour. It's not a yarn crawl, it's a yarn tour. And so you go online, you purchase tickets. The tickets are $20 per person. You choose the area, whatever. Ooh, Wendy has a protein shake. Yay. That's good. I love protein shakes. They don't like me, but I love them. And so you choose the shop, the local yarn shop that's closest to wherever you want to start. Or if you're living here, closest to wherever your home is. And that's where you get your bag. And that's where you get your bag of goodies, your yarn tour. You know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you get. But anyway, I know it's a bag and you have some yarn stuff in it. And I'm hoping that they actually give out yarn and that they're not just all about promoting you buying yarn, you know. I really hope that they do hand out some yarn. Um, oh, Alice, you've never had a protein shake. You buy the protein powder in different flavors and you mix it either with water or, milk or yogurt or, a little bit of combination of stuff you can put. I would get a vanilla protein mix. Oh, I wish you could come and run around with us too, Wendy. I wish you could. I really do. And so I would take cold coffee, put some ice in it, and I would have one of those. Oh, they sound gross. They're not. It's just like putting flavored creamer in it. It's not gross. It just makes a shake. It just makes a thick shake. So I would have the vanilla and I would have my iced coffee, black coffee, and then I would put the powder in there and I would just shake it up. And it would just make a coffee flavored shake, vanilla coffee blend shake for me. I loved them. And mostly I just did vanilla flavor because I didn't really care for the chocolate flavor as much. And then they would have strawberry flavor. If you wanted to turn it into a smoothie, you would just put a scoop of the protein in there. Yeah. You would just put, like, if you could have a smoothie and put fruit and ice and a little bit of milk in your blender and then put a scoop of that, and you wouldn't even really know that it was in there. It would just blend in with your smoothie, give you some added protein. It was good. But it didn't like me, and they make my tummy hurt, so I can't do that. I can't do the whey protein. Hey, Catherine, good morning to you. Good to see you. You're not getting enough protein, your doctor said? Okay, good. You bought some shakes to add. Good. I do know your food quirks, but do you like milkshakes, Alice? Same thing. So are you doing like the Premier One protein shake, Wendy? I like the flavors of them. Get them really cold and, the flavors are great, but wow. They hurt my stomach like nobody's business. Yeah. Yeah. So I can't do them. Oh, just a Walmart brand? Okay. Just watch out for tummy issues because, yeah, they can affect you. Yeah, you have so many food quirks. You should be 100 pounds. Too bad, I know. Hey, Lydia, good to see you. Good to see you. Alice, if you have the food quirks where, you didn't like regular food, you only liked, Brussels sprouts and fresh carrots, well, you would be 100 pounds, right? Unfortunately, the food quirks probably don't include, cake, a good sandwich, a good whatever. We always find a way, don't we? Yeah. Wendy, your grandma made your tummy like cast iron. Yeah, it's not really the tummy, it's the plumbing issue. Yeah, it's like, if you get my drift, like the Roto-Rooter guy had to be called in. Oh my goodness, too much information. TMI. Let's talk weather. As you can see, I don't know if you can hear the birds, but they are singing and having a good time. Rosie wants back out because she can't stand it. Hi, honey. You want a bite? There you go, baby. You're a good girl. You can have a bite of bagel. There you go. You're my good girl. So, yeah, it would not be fun. So, Catherine says I can't have gluten or dairy. Yeah, and whey protein, whey is WHEY, is a part of milk. And so, yeah. So just be on the lookout for that, Wendy. Just make sure that you don't start to have issues. And if you do, recognize that it might be the protein shakes that's doing it. That'll save you possibly a trip to the emergency room. That's not fun. Not fun. So, TMI, like I said. The weather here is beautiful. What's the weather like where you're at? I am enjoying sitting on the veranda and enjoying this beautiful, come here, Rosie, come here and get a bite. You don't need to have Nana come get you in already. Good Lord, girl. You can stay out here with Mama. You're a good girl. You're a good girl, baby. You're a good girl. She really, oh yeah, I did. Good. Rosie really, yesterday she was very conflicted because I spent a lot of the day out on the veranda and, you know, I crocheted and I enjoyed it. I had lunch out here. I think I even had breakfast out here. I'm not sure. And, you know, just enjoyed the day out here. But she is a creature comfort kind of girl. And she was wanting everybody in the living room so that she could lay on the sofa. She's a funny girl. Are you a funny girl? Yes, you are, my sweet girl. Here, one more bite. That's all you get. It's all gone. And it's not all gone. She can see it. But, so yeah, the weather's beautiful out here right now. I'm not sure exactly what the temperature is. Let me see if I can see. Let's see. It says 56 degrees. Oh, feels warmer than that. That might have been from earlier. Ah, Wendy says, we are at toasty warm 47 today. Sun is shining. Nice day. Good, good. Let's see. Alice says, one of the funniest taglines for Roto-Rooter is #1 in the #2 business. That's true. That is kind of funny. That is kind of funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, Alice says it just stopped snowing in Toronto. Goodness, Alice, you still got snow? That's crazy. My coffee is cool, so I feel like I can chug it. Or at least chug a little bit. Rosie, come lay down. Go lay down. That girl's a mess. She really is. So, let me show you what I started crocheting yesterday. I'm going to bring you down just a little bit. Right here. And so yesterday while I was, you're going to laugh at me. I just realized what it looks like. You're going to laugh at me. Oh, Catherine says it's beautiful here. I just took my grandpuppy for a 45-minute walk. Good. Hi, Rosie. Rosie, you're going to have to just settle down and wait. You're going to have to settle down and wait. So yesterday, I sat out here a lot, and there were a lot of bees and wasps and all that, right? So I have been saying I'm going to have to make a wasp nest. And, oh, Catherine says it's going to snow there in a couple days. Yes. I know, in and out, right? Mm-hmm. She's a mess. You didn't open it enough. There you go. So, you know, when we were at the cabin, I made a wasp nest and hung it at the back and at the front. And it really did a good job of keeping wasps away. And we have a problem with wasps right now here. We also have a problem with, those wood-boring bumblebees. And then just regular bees. So we have like this big combination, right? We have the little bees, we have the regular bees. They look like honeybees, which is fine, but we don't have any honey over here. You know, we don't have any flowers. Go find some flowers somewhere else. And then we have the wasps, and we even have those, and then the bumblebees. And then we have those little tiny, they look like little bees, but they're little tiny things. And so I thought, well, I'm going to make a wasp nest. So I started, and I knew that I wanted to have kind of like a point, but then look at this, look, it's like a funnel, right? Look at that, it's like a funnel. So I figured, well, I'll make this the top and I'll just hang it from there. And so I'm making a wasp nest. And it's a very strange shape. I know it's a strange shape. I don't know. See, what I did, I guess I started with 8, because really when you make a wasp nest, you don't really follow any rules. You just make a big nest looking thing and just go with it, right? It worked on the porch. I didn't have a pattern. Both of them were different, but you know, it worked. It was okay. It was a-okay. So anyway, that's what happened, and that's the shape that I got. So I'm like, oh boy. So I don't really want it to like hang down like this. So I decided, well, I'm going to have to like put a hook through this and hang it this way, right? But anyway, my whole design is just going to be the biggest wasp nest that I can get out of 100 grams of yarn. And I picked out some yarn. This is like a light green, but I probably should have picked out like some brown or whatever. But to be honest with you, I didn't really want to waste my different color yarn for a wasp nest. So I may end up like putting, like making like little bee looking things and hanging them, attaching them to the sides or whatever, you know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm hoping that it deters the wasps from hanging around. And I may make one for this side and one for that side of the veranda, and then one for the other porch. And that way, maybe we can just, you know, kind of get rid of them. Hey, Gloria. Hey, weather here can't decide if it's staying in winter or moving into spring. So changeable. Yeah, I know. I know. It's like a fickle first date, right? It says first it says yes, I want Italian, and then it's like no, I would rather have Chinese. And then it's like, oh no, I don't like this Chinese restaurant. I want the Chinese restaurant on the west side of town. And then as you're going to the west side of town, it passes, you know, a um a barbecue place, and it's like, oh, well, maybe I want barbecue. So then when it gets into the barbecue place, it's like, huh, do I want beef brisket? Do I want turkey? Do I want wings or ribs? I don't know. You know, it's like, it just can't make up its mind, right? So when I started this, I started out with single crochet, and I probably should have just started with 6 single crochets in a circle and then went from there. But instead I started with 8, so it just made it a little more prominent. But that's okay. And if I had started without the point and just made it, you know, large and round to begin with, that probably would have been a better idea. So if you're going to start one for, you know, if your spring is looking like, you know, if it's looking like here, can you hear the dogs and the, yeah. I'm not sure what that is. Oh my gosh, it's going, It might be one of those guineas. I don't know. But, you know, if your spring can't decide what to do, yeah, when spring finally hits, you're going to have the bees and the wasps maybe, and maybe you're going to want to have a wasp nest. So just make a big old circle, you know, kind of look up what a wasp nest looks like. And I've seen them all different ways. And actually, when we were at Greenbrier in Gatlinburg, it's a national forest. Yes. There we go. I have another one. I need to mark those with, like 1, 2, 3, 4 or A, B, C, D, and make sure that I have them charged. As it is, they all look the same, and I don't know which one has the most charge on it. Okay. All right, so start over. Oh, so I started with a single crochet here, and now that I've established it, I'm actually doing a half double crochet, and it is really a good stitch. You can see this is the single crochet right in here, and then here's where I started the half double. And so you get a little more traction on size with a half double crochet, and just make a big, just go around and then adding, and then just go straight up and then bring it in. And if you want to make it, look, like it kind of goes out here or there, just add some stitches on one side and not on the other, and it'll, look a little more organic. But I don't think it really matters. I think it's the size of the object that the wasps see, and they're like, yeah, maybe I don't want to be around here because that looks like a really big hive, and they're not my peeps. So I'm going to go ahead and skedaddle and get out of town so that I don't, mess with them. I was telling Mom yesterday, I'm like, gosh, I will just make enough of these. Well, you can even hang them from trees or whatever and try and get rid of the wasps all over. It doesn't affect the bees. It doesn't affect, like I said, the bumblebees. It's just the wasps that are very territorial, and they tend to worry more about who's around and what's around, and all of that. So anyway, so what is on your hook? I want to know. I want to know what you're working on, because this is WIP Wednesday, and so we have things that we're working on, and I want to know what they are. So I'm going to slowly I'm just increasing this like every maybe 4 or 5 or 6 stitches. Oh, you can see. Oh, yes. Yes, it is beautiful green. Here we go. See that? Isn't that pretty? I know. I'm loving it. The trees are really starting to come out green and pretty. And so we have some paths that we've been making out there, and it's just fun. It's just really fun. So, yeah. What is on your hook today? I want to know. Gloria says, I just finished the beanie crystal that you did earlier. Oh, that Crystal did earlier. Okay, good. Huh? You can't hear me? Okay, Alexandra. Can you hear me now? I'm sorry about the clearing of my throat. I hear somebody coming down our driveway. I wonder who it could be. Aha. It's probably the nurse. Come to see my dad, and we have home health, so that's really nice. And they just come and check up on him, and he's doing really well. And so they just come check up on him, and it's good. It's all good. So it's nice because now we get visitors every day. Not every day, but Oh, Wendy finished the front panel of a sweater, so starting the back panel. Nice. Okay, thanks, Wendy. I think that one came in late. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. So yeah, I'm just as you can see, I am like about that wide now. Let me see, I'll put it right in front of my face. So it's not really that big. If I hold it out this way, it looks like it's bigger, but it's really not. See? So, Alexandra, nice to see you. And I usually do really just kind of random. Um, I grow it kind of randomly because it's not something that anybody is going to Um, really, the only one that I'm trying to impress are the wasps with this, right? I want to impress the wasp. I want them to think that, ooh, there's a big wasp nest out here. And so that is what I am doing. That's my whole process behind this. So yeah, I have not finished Bag a Day's poncho yet, but I went ahead and switched to this because, like I said, the bees and the wasps really were really prolific out here yesterday. So I wanted to get this started. Oh, yeah. So we bought some dirt yesterday for our garden right off of the main entryway. We have it fenced in. Remember the fence that we did for Theo? And poor little Theo didn't last very long at this house. But we fenced it in for Theo. So now I just need to get some chicken wire and put that around the fence line because our bunnies have been camping out in our yard. Let's see. So Alice says, so I made my Toronto Maple Leaf bear and I have requests for a Blue Jays bear and Toronto Argo bear. Nice. Nice. That's awesome. People that are into their sports teams, they are, they really want to have a lot of mascots. And then also, if they're not into the sports teams, but they have someone in their family who is, um, it's a really nice gift and it's a unique gift. You're not going to find it anywhere else. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And people don't mind spending money as a gift for someone else, right? Oh, my coffee is nice and cold. That's okay. If I had some ice cubes, I would put in it. Ooh, little gnat. And then you know, it would legitimately be an iced coffee. So I'm just going to pretend that the ice cubes melted and get through my coffee. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, so I can't wait. Now, May 1st is for this area is the last frost date. So, we're really trying to be patient and waiting until May 1st to plant anything. So, that will be great. I'm having fun crocheting with you. Um, yeah, you hope you don't get bored making bears. Yeah, I hear you. Alice, are you, since you have a lot of bears to make, um, what if you did like you made like all the legs for, four bears, all the bodies for four bears, all the heads for four bears, and do it that way, like an assembly line kind of a thing. Um, and then put them all together, and then voila, you have four bears all at once. What if you did something like that? I mean, I don't know. Would that make it easier or harder? I don't know. I always think, because I did that with, I made square bears. And so I actually have some bodies together for square bears. And I think I have two full bodies for square bears. And so all I have to do is put them together, and voila, I'll have some square bears. Or if you had like the bear bodies, um, like you had all the body parts. Okay, Alice says, I do that sometimes, but I find more often than not, they turn into whips. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Well, and you know what you could do is if you had some body parts in a zip bag, and this one was, body part for um, just a standard bear that you could turn into anything, right? And then if you were at a show and somebody said, well, can you make me a bear like this for, a different team, whatever team, right? And you're like, well, yeah, I can do that. And then you could set yourself and say, give me 2 weeks. If you think that you can do it in a week, you have the bear structure, you just have to stuff it, put it together, and then maybe make a different logo. If you think it's going to take you a week to do that, just add on another week. It's called a stress buffer, right? And then say, well, give me, 2 weeks, and I'll let you know within that time frame when it's done. And so then, a week goes by and you're able to call and say, hey, I got this done a little faster than I thought, and it's ready. And of course, get the payment up front. Boy, have I heard so many stories about that, right? Or get half the payment non-refundable up front. Now, you may not have had any problem with that. I think the main people that have problems, well, no, that's not true, because sometimes they were even coworkers of people that would want, a blanket or something. Have any of you had any problem like that? I mean, I've read stories. That's all. I've never experienced it. I don't make things that way. I either make things I um or I or I either make things and then sell them, but I don't usually take an order for an object, because I know me. And that's going to just take all the fun out of it. And yeah, I don't want to do that. Wait a minute. So let's see how large it is now. Okay. So it's a little bit larger. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going until it's a little bit wider and then go up. I may have to do a different color in between. I have two of these we love yarn, and this is from Hobby in Denmark, and it's a cotton 8/8, which I'm finding is more like a 4-weight yarn, which is fine. Oh, it says it's a 3. Yeah, this is kind of, well, it's between a 3 and a 4. I never saw that before. A 3-weight yarn. That is so weird. You know how you can have something for 4 years and you never see the 3? Or if I saw it, I forgot. That's more like it. Now they have the lighter weight yarn. It's a 4/8. And I'm glad that I got the 8/8 because I needed a little more structure. You know, they're the ones that I accidentally got the King cotton cakes from that turned into feeling like I was crocheting with thread. Mm-hmm. Mm. Well, yeah. The only thing I'm wondering about is how I'm going to hang it because I'm going to lift you up so that you can see. Okay, so I don't know if you can see or not, but there's a beam that, let me see. Yeah, I don't know if it's showing up or not. Look at how pretty that sky is. Oh my goodness. So pretty. It is a beautiful day today. It really is. Beautiful day. So I'm not sure because it's covered with, aluminum. Oh, it looks like we might be getting a nest up there. Oh boy. I got to get this finished. I definitely need to get this finished. Um, I'll crochet faster. Oh, okay, Alice. I could glue it or tape it to the beam. Yes, that's a good idea. Alice, have a great weekend. Have a great week. Um, yep. I looked at the yarn and thought that it was a 4, definitely. Okay, Wendy says, I do half up front. That is non-refundable because of that. Yes. And Alice says, that's the standard. Half payment up front, non-refundable. Thanks, Alice. Thanks, Wendy. Um, yeah, Gloria, I know. The bear in different colors with different logos. That would be really fun, wouldn't it? Um, and, if you have one bear to show and then you have photos, like photo posters or whatever, of the other bears to, or a portfolio, a book that people can flip through to see your makes. Oh, what about that? What about that? If you're at a show and you have all of your makes that you've got, but you have a portfolio showing all of the makes that you have made in the past that you are willing to make for someone and have the photos and then have a little sticker with the price of it. Um, if it's a small item, I would take 100% up front. If it's a $4 item or a whatever, and and then if they're wanting you to ship it, get a flat fee for shipping or whatever, however you want to do that, right? Um, yeah. Let's see what everybody's saying here. Oh, the command slips are great. Strips. Okay. I'll have to check that out because, here's the worst thing that could happen. My crocheted wasp nest could come loose and fall on the ground. It's not going to hurt anything, right? So I should try that. I should really try that. Thanks for that idea. I know that they have those command strips at our local Walmart, and could definitely try that for this. Um, that would be really, really nice. Okay, so this side I'm going to bop out just a little bit. Um, are you crocheting right now? Are you crocheting with me? I hope you are. That's a good question. Does it matter what color the hive is? So the hives that I made for the cabin, they were a very pale yellow with the same kind of cotton. And it didn't seem to matter. It really didn't seem to matter. This, I think as long as they can spot it, I'm going to have to do a little research because, you know, like the hives that you see in the wild, because I did see one time I saw this hive. We were at Greenbrier in Gatlinburg, and it was where the river was. And we were walking down, and then along the riverbank, there were trees. And right over to the left, there was this hive that was humongous. I've never seen a hive so big in my life. It was hanging, it started a little bit above my head, and it went down to like my waist. It was so large. We stayed away from it. When we were going down to the river, a dad and his child were coming up, and he was like, "Be really careful." My child, ran into the bottom of the hive. And so it was tall enough off the ground. So the child kind of bumped the hive, and a few of the wasps came out. Thankfully, not all of them were disturbed, and they didn't get that signal to attack, but the child did get stung and a few times. So thankfully, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, because when we saw that hive, I was like, oh my goodness. I've never seen a hive in person quite that large before. So anyway, it was quite um, a sight to see, definitely. So that one was a brown color or a tan or something like that, right? And I don't know if they can see color, or if they can just see the shape. I need to do a little bit of research. And that's why I was saying, well, I may have to add some color to this or do something to make it seen. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be okay, but I'm not sure. So I'm using a 4.5 millimeter clover hook. This is my clover hook because I wanted kind of to have some tight stitches. And what I'm going to do is stuff this with plastic grocery bags, the kind that you get from, your grocery store, Walmart. I know some countries don't have those bags anymore. In Canada, Alice said, they don't do those anymore. They're outlawed. They cannot use plastic bags anymore. So I guess in that instance, the reason I used those at the cabin was because it was waterproof. And so like I took one bag and I stuffed it full and then shoved that in so that it wouldn't fill with water if it did get wet. So it would kind of repel the water. If that's not going to work, then maybe if you're doing a larger one, or if you don't have grocery bags, then just use a trash bag and stuff it with something, and then stuff that trash bag in there. And that way you have something waterproof in there. I know that at one point people were using big brown paper bags, and which is great, except that they get wet or they could get damp, and then over time they're going to fall apart. And this way it doesn't fall apart. Now the one at the cabin, that's been there at least 2 years, maybe three. It's funny how time goes by so fast, right? Time goes by so fast. I'm going to keep checking my light. This one, of course, I picked the one that was going to go out fast, right? The microphone that was going to lose its battery life fast. So yeah, I'm doing the half double crochet, and I'm really liking this. I could probably do a double crochet on this, and because I'm going to stuff it with a plastic bag, so it really wouldn't matter, but I just kind of like it to be a little bit of a tighter stitch. So that's why I do that. But that's just my, that's just my thought process. I mean, a regular double crochet stitch might work just as well, and then you can work this up even faster. So I guess I was thinking of it more like an amigurumi type thing. I didn't want the holes in it, but nobody's playing with it. All we're doing is hanging it. And so to visually keep the wasps out. So how is your Wednesday going? Mine is going nice and smooth. I woke up late. I slept in. I had part of a dry bagel for breakfast and a little bit of cold coffee. And now I'm chatting with you. So, of course, that's a good day. And one of the things that I wanted to get done today, and I don't know if I'm going to get it done because I wanted to get it done yesterday as well, and that didn't work out. But every day is a new day. But I want to get into the craft room and really start working on that room and get it a little more organized. I think I'm going to recruit my husband to come in with me, and it's a small room, so it's going to be kind of cramped, but I think I'm going to recruit him to come in with me so we can just kind of go over some of the boxes. We've got some more boxes that are out in the pantry that we haven't even, well, they've been gone through and kind of organized a little bit, but I really want to get organized as far as office supplies, all in one, because I know that um, I have crayons, I have colored pencils, I have Post-it notes, I have some colored paper, I have different things. I even have some craft um, brown gift bags that can be decorated for presents and things like that. I have all kinds of things, but it's all so discombobulated in there that I don't have anything organized as far as that goes. And if it is in something, I don't know what's in where. So, getting some labels maybe on some things, um, and just figuring out what is where. That's kind of what I would like to do. I heard that through the grapevine that we may be getting some company next week towards the end of the week. And they are, old friends from Florida that even when we were in Florida, we didn't see them very often, but they're visiting here. And so they want to come by and see the house um, and I guess see us too. I'm sure that's the truth. And so, I just kind of wanted to get the craft room a little more organized. So, anyway, that's my story. So, I'm looking forward to that. What do you have on your agenda for this Wednesday? Do you have any plans? Oh, you're using a number 5? Yeah. This is a 4.5 millimeter hook. That's nice. Okay. Gloria says, I'm crocheting. I'm doing blanket and simple stitches to use up yarn, 3-weight yarn. That's nice. So Gloria and Catherine are both crocheting with me. That's nice. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah. So like I'll go a little ways and I will just do the stitch all around, and then every now and then see how it's like curling right now, right? But that will all straighten out once. Ooh, that's nice and wide. I think what I'm going to do is do just the half double crochet all the way around. And let me see. Move this over this way a little bit. There we go. And move this down just a little bit. There we go. And that's nice. So I'm just going to do the half double crochet around for probably maybe 30, 40 more rows. And then I'll bring it up. I'll bring it together more towards the top. But I think that this might be wide enough. We'll see. If I feel like I need to make it wider once it stops, let me see. Yeah, that's going to be quite round, so that'll be good. Do you ever wonder how many stitches are in the work that you're making? I actually never wondered until just now. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a million gazillion stitches. And it may be. Mm. Can you hear all the birds? It was fun this past weekend because the friends that came to visit us, they they lived in West Virginia for 20 years. And they lived in the mountains and they were used to being outside, loved being outdoors. And, you know, they knew all the birds. And when we went to show them, our rock, and we went to show them, different areas, the wife, she just started going off exploring, and she was really enjoying it. And so, yeah, she was having a blast. So we ended up actually following her through the woods for a little bit, and it was really nice. We found ourselves in a pasture meadow kind of an area. Very nice. There was a lot of moss on the ground, which meant that there was, a prolific amount of water. Um, and I'm a city girl. I grew up in the city, so I don't know all of these, little ins and outs and everything. And they were city folk too, but when they spent time, those 20 years in um, West Virginia, um, Karen, who was a city girl through and through, just fell in love with West Virginia and with the great outdoors and with nature. And she just absolutely fell in love with it. And so that was what was really, really pretty neat, pretty awesome. I love crocheting outside and just listening to the birds. They're so happy. Look how much I've gotten done. This is really awesome. Really awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me while we crochet. And I love listening to all the birds and all the critters that are out here. And I hope that you enjoyed it as well. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. And I will see you on Friday. Friday, we're going to have some fun. We're going to have the video of our finished products, finished objects. Listen, if you have not sent me or posted on our Facebook group photos of your works in progress, of your yarn stash, or of your finished objects, I want to see them. And as long as they get to me by tomorrow, Thursday, at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, then I will do my best to get them into the next day's video. If I receive your pictures after that, not to worry. That means that it will go into next week's video. But guaranteed it will get into a video, may not be Friday's video. So if you want to get your photo, listen, if you have someone that can take a picture of you as you're crocheting, do that as well, because I want to see you crocheting. You know, if you can crochet and then have someone just take a picture of you and like this, with the object in your hand that you're crocheting, I would love it. Share all the photos that you want, and we will put them in our Friday fun video. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, be kind, and get hooking. And much love to everyone. And I will see you on Friday.